Today on John's Briefs, we're sitting here in the conference room at CT Tactical with Defense Attorney Extraordinaire Tim Forshee of Forshee Law. And you ever wonder if there should be a more serious charge than aggravated assault? I think the video we're talking about today justifies that.
It does.
Firearms Legal Protection is who I trust to help me after a use of force incident. If you're a Firearms Legal Protection member, you can attend our monthly active self-protection training seminars for free. Check out all they offer to their members at the link below. Make sure you go watch it. What ends up happening, I've got it linked in the description. A dude gets into a road rage problem with a lady. She apparently cut him off, but I don't know that she meant to, but then he decided to honk and get mad and she wouldn't pull over. She ends up, because he's harassing her so much, she pulls into a gas station. He follows her into the convenience store, and then when she tries to leave, he pulls a gun on her.
As I recall, it looked like he pulled the gun as he was walking into the store.
Yeah, as he's walking into the store.
Before he got into the store, he pulled a gun. And the weirdest part was, did you notice he had really good finger discipline?
Yeah, he had great trigger discipline.
This guy's been trained. What in the hell is going on here?
Eventually, thank God, puts the gun away, and then, she tries to get back in the car. He's trying to prevent her from doing that. Then finally, after a number of minutes, the local constabulary enters the picture. And then our gun carrier finds out, much to his chagrin, that he is going to be facing charges here because she is the one who did the bad things, not me. One of the dumbest things I've seen people do with a gun.
Correct, yeah. I think I watched one other video with you once where a guy pulled a gun in a parking lot of a church for no apparent reason.
Yeah, that was here in town, Tempe.
Yeah, it was here locally. And that harkened back to this one for me. It's like, as a responsible, sane gun owner, you don't do things like this, because not only are you going to get in a lot of trouble, and should you, and you should rather, I mean, he could have gotten shot. I mean, if somebody like us was in that parking lot and this guy jumps out of a car with a gun and he's waving around like that, depending on where you are, there's a good chance you might get shot by somebody who thinks they're being a good Samaritan. There's just so many downsides to this, but most of all, it's like a public relations nightmare. This is the kind of behavior that make all of your friends give you crap about being a gun owner, right? All these crazy gun owners, and they're all stupid and they're crazy and irresponsible. This is the kind of guy, this is the 1 out of 1,000 gun owners that give us all a bad name. And like John said, man, I wish there was something more serious we could charge him with, like aggravated assault, or owning a gun while with an IQ below 4. I mean, just this guy, it was just so staggeringly stupid and unnecessary. I mean, maybe he saw something we didn't see. Maybe the girl flashed a gun. I think we'd have heard about that if so. She looked in the video to me like she weighed about $1.05.
Yeah, at most.
I mean, there's just no way this guy could rationalize that he was in fear for his life. I don't know what was going on here.
So it looked to me like this is the kind of gun owner that we see from time to time who thinks, well, I want somebody to know that I'm serious, and so I'm going to use a gun so that that you can't leave.
Right.
So I'm detaining you. So functionally, I'm using the gun as a sword and not a shield.
Kind of a Gomer Pyle Citizens Arrest.
Yeah, exactly. A little Barney Fife action here. The bullet may be in your pocket, but the gun's in your hand.
That's right.
And so that, to me, first of all, if you're using your firearm as a sword and not a shield, you are in legal trouble.
Yep.
Okay. I know for a fact that at times you'll see a police officer have a gun in their hand that doesn't have a current, immediate deadly threat. But that's because their mission is different than yours.
Their mission is different, and perhaps they're searching a house, or they don't know what's around the next corner, or a dark alley. I mean, there's a reason that gun's in their hand. And they're scrutinized very closely as to when they draw that gun. So
in the fulfillment of their mission, which is law enforcement and taking criminals into custody. I have no commission to take anybody into custody.
Mission, that's right.
And since I don't have a commission to take people into custody, I mean, again, a commission, like a law enforcement commission, is to be put on a mission. I ain't got that mission. My mission is to navigate my life safely, right? And to break contact with any significant threat to me or to my loved ones. And so since I don't have that, drawing the gun, I mean, I certainly, again, here in Arizona, you could certainly be charged with brandishing a firearm for that particular.
Well, we don't have a charge brandishing. We call it aggravated assault.
Yeah, I mean, so here, but again, when most people say, well, that's brandishing a gun.
Right.
Here in Arizona, that's called aggravated assault. That is putting someone else at imminent fear that they could be at risk of life or death.
With a firearm, first time offense, no priors whatsoever, you could be sentenced to up to 10 years in prison for that.
10 years.
And candidly, I kind of hope this guy got, maybe not that much, but I sure hope he got a good taste of the Department of Corrections.
Yes. I hope he gets to eat some of some of the fine cuisine in the Arizona Department of Corrections.
Horseflesh.
Yes.
Lovely
Oh,
horseflesh.
God,
Yeah.
not good. Not to mention the penis that he's probably going to get to eat while in the Department
Then
of
there's
Corrections.
that. Then
There's
there's
that
that.
part too, right?
But
And
it doesn't count if it's in prison, John.
you-
Don't be judgmental.
You think I'm joking, unless you know prison world. That's just not how it works. But you look at that in other places, they do have brandishing laws that simply, we have defensive display, and if you're not defensively displaying it, then you're offensively displaying it, and that's aggravated assault. Simple as that. In other places, they do have a brandishing law that you were, showcasing a firearm in an aggressive, reckless, or negligent manner. And again, you're going to go to jail for that.
In Arizona, this guy would be charged with aggravated assault, disorderly conduct with a firearm, and endangerment. Those are all felonies.
Yeah.
Dangerous
felonies too. The ag assault's a dangerous,
They're
deadly.
all three dangerous felonies, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. So, and so they would probably end up offering a plea where they would drop counts 1 and 3, and they would probably prosecute him on the aggravated assault.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And again, as a dangerous felony in Arizona, that can never be wiped off your record.
You'll die a convicted felon.
You'll die a convicted felon. You lose your gun rights. You lose your right
Everything
to
that comes with
vote.
that.
You get to put on every job application you ever file in your life that you're a felon. You probably won't get that job.
Good luck getting into a college.
Good luck. Good luck getting an apartment.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
gracious
anymore.
sakes.
That's very
Or
true.
renting a house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or getting a mortgage.
Right.
Because that's on your record. I mean, it's just a continuing punishment. So, I see this all the time.
You draw your gun when there's no, as a civilian, again, I'm not a cop searching a building. You draw your gun when there's no alternative to drawing your gun. I've apologized for something that I didn't do. I've offered to pay for the dinner of somebody who offended me. I have ran. I ran into an alley. I took the wrong turn. I have nowhere else to go. They're approaching me. They're armed. Now I draw my gun.
And
it's your last option. I don't care if it's your 11th or your 116th. It ain't your first. It ain't your only. It's your last option. And
Yeah.
this guy, wow.
had a lot of options.
Wow. Yeah.
And somebody offends you on the road, let it go.
Yeah.
Like,
Bye-bye.
or
And
the other.
you don't have to return the middle finger salute.
That's right. You don't have to accept the invitation to a fight. And I always say, so I read an interesting thing today that the most aggressive drivers in America, right here in our home state of Arizona.
Is that right?
Yeah. Number one state
Yikes.
that 2/3 of Arizona drivers say that somebody has yelled at them on the road or made offensive gestures at them on the road.
And I haven't heard a recent update to this, but I know 20 years ago, Phoenix Fire Department estimated from their response to emergency car crashes that 60% of the vehicles in the valley have guns in them.
Oh, I believe it.
So again, that guy that's flipping you off that you've decided is an idiot, said idiot is very likely to be armed. So what are you doing?
And
Disengage.
apologize,
Yeah.
right? A little, hey man, my bad. A little, sorry about that.
Even
Goes
if
a
it
long way.
wasn't, even if it wasn't your bad.
Right, just my bad, whatever. And I've had road rage perpetuated on me. I had a dude jump out of the car, want to fight me. I said no thanks. Didn't want that fight. Ended up driving off. But do the best you can not to do that. And if you carry a gun, you've got to control your ego.
Yeah.
You've got to control your ego and not end up in stupid stuff like this, chasing some 105-pound woman down into the convenience store bathroom with a gun in your hand.
If you've got that whole, again, one of my heroes, but I always use his name. If you've got that whole John Wayne complex where I will not be wronged, like the famous adage that he said in The Shootist. If that's your whole take, if you're a type A personality and you cannot back down, when you're wronged, you are going to assert yourself.
Don't carry a gun. Don't carry a gun.
You're going to wind up dead or in prison. Don't carry a gun.
And both of those are bad.
Yep.
So you heard it from the attorney. Guess what? He's going to go, yeah, I'll get you I'll get the district attorney to waive charge 1 and charge 3, and you're going to go to the pokey for aggravated assault. I'm going to do my best to get him to give you a year and then the rest on probation. But you're going to spend the next year in the Department of Corrections.
So try keeping your job, which you won't be able to get back because you're a convicted felon for the rest of your life. Try keeping your marriage intact, your relationship with your friends, your relationship with your church, with your children. Life's over.
Yeah.
Doesn't take much.
All for being stupid with a gun. Don't do it.
Please.